Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down and we're going to use a blanket or a towel. So a long, narrow fold, and that's going to go across your mat under your shoulder blade. And if you lay your shoulder blades on that blanket, you can work out what feels best for your arms. Some people, it might be arms out from the shoulders, or you can just rest your hands onto your ribs or tummy. Just make sure your neck feels good. So we want the front and back of the neck to be even in length. And if it feels like you're having to reach and really stretch your throat to reach the floor, then put a little pillow or another blanket under your head. Legs either neutral, feet hip width parallel, legs bent, or Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Find the flow of your breath and the feeling of this support, the unusual shape that it brings to the body. So you can notice the back ribs are held in place by the support. So it's really just the front ribs moving. Notice if there's any tension around the collarbones or the shoulders. Or even your face. Good, and then folding in your arms and your legs and rolling to your right side. We're going to bring the feeling of that support behind the shoulder blades into forward virasana. You don't need your blanket. So hips towards the heels and arms forward, but bringing the shoulder blades forward. Taking the breath now into the middle back. And with each exhalation, just allowing that part of the spine to be a little more spacious. Good, and then up onto all fours and arching the spine up and down. Stretch the fingers wide, even spaces. Press your fingerprints down. And arching the spine up and down and with the focus in the middle back again, seeing if you can get that part of the back to really move. And if the movements feel small, just thoroughly connecting to those movements. Good. And then child's pose. So your arms are back by your shoulders. Unless your hips need to be high away from the sit bones, in which case hands sometimes are more comfortable under your forehead. So your version of Balasana, child's pose. Good. And then we're going to kneel up and step the right foot forward and tuck your left toes under and lift your left knee from the floor. So we're in a long lunge position. I'm going to get you to bring both arms on the inside of your right foot. And you can wiggle your right foot to the side of the mat. So you've got your hands under your shoulders. Good. And then we're going to try and make the cat stretch back again. So arching the spine up and then arching the spine down. And you're going to look up. We're going to keep the back leg straight as you do that. And follow the flow of breath and see if you can tune in again to your middle back. The thoracic spine, the spine behind your lung. Where the ribs attach. Nice work. Gently lowering your left knee. So we're only on the knee for a moment while we swap sides. Left foot forward, tuck your toes under of your right foot and lift your right knee off the floor. Back leg is straight. Put both hands on the inside of your left foot and wiggle your left foot out to the edge of the mat so your hands can go on the floor underneath your shoulders. Back leg straight. Let the hips lower to the floor a little and then see if you can find that movement of arching the spine forward and arching the spine back. Nicely done. Right knee gently to the floor. Step your left foot back and take child's pose again. Stay connected to your flow of breath. And the feeling of being able to bring your focus to your thoracic spine. Reach the arms forward again, forward Virasana. On your middle back up and down. So you tune into your subtle movement. Arching the spine down now, or trying to make a back bend feeling, and bring yourself into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. We're going to take the heels alternately to the floor. Good. And then walking the feet forward. And then we're going to roll up. Ooh, and take your arms up, however that feels good for your shoulders. And Tadasana. Come to the front of your mat and bring your hands in Namaste in front of your heart. The spine we're trying to connect to right behind your heart. You're going to bring that forward. Finding the breath. We're going to step the left foot back, and it's going to be a big distance for a lunge. And bend your right knee. So we're in Virabhadrasana 1. And then try to keep the thoracic spine forward. And we'll take the arms up by the ears. And we're going to face the palms forward. And we're going to look up. Good. Reach your torso forward over your front leg. Straighten your back leg. Sweep the arms down beside you. And then lift the palms towards the ceiling. So the arms are parallel to the sides of the torso. Palms lifting. And lift your breastbone. Look forward. Press the back heel. Bend the front leg a little more. Bring the hips forward. We're going to stand up from here and lift the arms up by the ears. Stand up, balance on the right leg. Left leg comes forward. Good. And then you release your arms, intending to put the left foot down rather than falling back into position. Good. Tadasana. Hands in Namaste. Finding your breath. Big step back with the right foot. A nice big lunge. Good. Bending your front knee. And then take the arms up by the ears. Palms facing forward here. We'll make space in the shoulders, however that feels good. Arms as straight as you can. Press the back heel. Lower the hips a little more. Good, and then we're going to reach the torso forward over the front leg. Lift the arms up by your sides. Lift the palms up. Look forward. Straighten the back leg. Bring the hips a little closer to the floor or to the front. Good, and then we're going to stand up. Lift up onto the left leg. Bring the arms up. Good, and then releasing arms and right foot. Tadasana. Bring the hands behind, and you can hold your wrists or your forearms or even maybe your elbows. And we're going to lift the breastbone and then make a forward bend. And don't reach all the way in your forward bend, but maybe halfway, and finding the spine reaching forward towards the front of the body. Ooh. Good, and then we start to lengthen the torso as far as you can. Maybe your head hangs down to the floor. But we try to keep the spine moving forward, pressing forward. Your arms are there and they can probably help you feel what the spine is doing. And then trying to straighten your legs. So we'll do one at a time. Finding that deep flow of breath. Good, and then bending your knees and rolling yourself up. Release your arms. Take them overhead with the palms facing forward. Lots of space in the shoulders. Good, and then Tadasana. Rolling the upper arms out, palms in. Lifting the front of the legs. And feeling as you breathe the movement of your ribs. The easy movement. Good. And then we're going to take the arms behind and hold the other way around. can't reach far. Today you might be able to reach your elbows or upper arm. We're going to press the hands forward, bring the spine forward. Taking Uttanasana, bones of the spine pressing forward. Reach as far as you can. And we're trying not to stress the lower back here. We're trying not to stretch the skin of the lower back. So lift the torso if you need to keep that back bend feeling. And keep that flow of breath. Your ability to focus on the movement of the ribs and the lungs. Good, and then start to stretch your legs, so one leg at a time. Maybe even both legs together. And then we're going to bend the knees. And inhale. And rolling up, bringing the arms up, palms forward. Good. Tadasana. Bring the hands in front of your heart. Bend your knees. We're going to be in Utkatasana, powerful pose. So you're going to bend your knees as much as you're comfortable with and bring the spine forward. So lift your torso. And then we've got the feet hip width and parallel, legs parallel. And try to keep your knees facing forward evenly to the edge of the mat and turn your ribs. So the right knee is going to want to come forward, but keep it level with the left. Turn your ribs. Look back over your left shoulder. And back to center. And then to the right side. Back to center. And left side. And center. And right side. Now, if you want to go deeper, by all means, you can try and head your elbow towards your opposite knee when you turn. So we're bending as well as turning. You don't have to do that. You can stay upright and turning from side to side. Do the one that feels good. Feels like it's nourishing for you. Good. And then back to center. And we'll release. We'll take the arms up again, palms forward, looking up and feeling the movement of your thoracic spine forward as you look up. Lift the front of your legs to support your lower back. Good. And then releasing. And we're going to turn to the long edge of the mat now and step your feet out wide. Turn the toes out. So your feet are a little wider than your leg is long. We're going to bend the knees. And knees are going to reach back. Hands in front of your heart. Try to drop the hips lower, but lift the pelvic floor and lift your lower front core. And see if you can feel that shape in your thoracic spine where the bones of the spine are reaching forward. We'll make space for the shoulders and take the arms up by the ears. We'll have the palms facing forward here. And reaching up. Holding and breathing and lifting. Good. And then releasing. Arms lift up onto the straight legs. Good. Wiggle your toes in and your heels out. This time for a forward bend. We're going to bend at the hip crease. I'm going to keep the bones of the spine forward. So as you go forward, you feel like you're in a back bend and the belly and the chest feel long and spacious. Hands can go where they reach to the floor or your legs. Good. So we only want to go forward enough that we can really keep our back bend shape or that feeling in the spine. Press the outside edge of your feet. Lift the inner arches of your feet. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quadriceps and the sit bones. and look forward. And in this position, try to keep the legs active. We're going to arch the spine up and down. And as you tune into that movement, notice which one feels easier and put a little more effort into the one that's more restricted. Probably the feeling of the back bend. Good. We're going to turn the toes out, bend the knees, drop the hips, lift the pelvic floor, and we're going to roll the spine up and bring the arms up by the ears again, palms facing forward, really lifting. Good, and then releasing. Nice work. Good, and then wiggle your feet or jump or stand. Tadasana. Awareness in the hip joints now. Stand on your left foot and describe a map with your knee of all of your hip movement. So it goes all the way out behind, it even crosses behind the left leg, crosses in front of the left leg. So discovering your movement. And when your leg is behind you, so the knee's a little bit bent, use your gluteus muscle, the right side, to really help take the leg back behind. So that part of the movement out to the side and behind, you use your gluteus muscle. Good. Take your map in the other direction. Feel that smooth movement of the femur and the hip socket. Good. And then when you put your foot down, find where it's going to go. Okay, we'll do the left leg. So standing on the right leg. And of course, I'm sure you've already got this sorted, but if you're really wobbly with these movements, you can just hold on to the back of a chair or a table or a wall. Okay, so we're drawing a map. The left leg is a little bit bent, and we're trying to find every little part of the coastline of that map with the left knee. Try to remember your left gluteus muscle. Because we sit on those muscles, they forget to switch on. And there's a lot of power there because they're big muscles. And it's really good just to remind them, this is what you're for. Great. And then the other direction. And the other thing we can learn here, besides balance, is just that smooth movement of the head of the femur inside the hip socket as the leg swings around. Lovely when you put that leg down. Do so with intention. Tadasana. And then we're going to come down to sitting. However that works best for you. And we're going to take the position for 90 or swastikasana. You can lean back on your hands. Feet out wide, knees out wide, and then knees over to the left. So we're going to go from side to side, but not just flipping the legs from side to side. Keep the distance between the legs, the greatest distance you can, particularly between the knees. And keep it for the longest time that you can. So side to side, keeping the distance for the longest time between the knees. And I tend to walk forward. Most people do. That's just the action of the buttock muscles and the sit bones. You can keep moving yourself back. Okay, so working on that distance between the knees and keep it for the longest time. You can do this without using your hands. Ooh. Or if you need to keep them supporting you, then do that. Great. So hips are working. We're going to sit up onto a blanket. I'm going to fold it on the short end so that it makes a seat shape. Sit with your sit bones right at the front edge of that blanket. We're going to take the legs out wide. Upavista Konasana. Take the hands behind the hips and find your spine and the feeling of the bones of the spine pressing forward. And then make your cat stretch shape. You're arching back and forth. And see if you can get your thoracic spine, the spine we've been thinking of in today's practice, the spine between the shoulder blades, behind the ribs. See if you can get that to move forward and back. Okay, we're going to bring that spine forward. Excuse me. Press the heels and the back of the legs towards the floor. If you're ever in your yoga practice and your knees hurt when you do that, you can always put padding, so a little cushion or blanket under the knees, and then you can keep the legs active, but take away the discomfort. Good, so strong, active legs. Spine is reaching forward. Good, just bring your hands in front if that makes any sense in your body, and reach your torso forward so you can get an inkling of where your range of movement goes to in this moment, and breathing and appreciating your movement. It might be more upright or even back a little from the line of the hip. And noticing where the restriction is in your body. It's most evident. Feeling the breath in that part of the body now. Okay, now keep all of the forward movement that you can feel, but turn to the left side. And it's as if we're trying to reach the right ribs further towards the left foot. And you can reach your right arm in that direction. So you might just be reaching along your leg. Some people will reach their foot. So we're keeping our forward movement, but also this turning movement, trying to lengthen the right lower back. Good, try to bring the ribs forward. Finding the flow of your breath. Strong legs. Good, and then keep all of the forward movement. Come back to center. You might find you've just got a little bit more forward movement. Good, and then we'll do the same thing to the right side. So keep your forward movement. We're trying to aim the left rib in the direction of the right leg. And use your left hand and really reach it out along your leg. Maybe you're holding your foot wherever it makes sense to you. And we're trying to lengthen the left lower back. Bring the left kidney forward. Bring the rib cage forward, especially the left ribs. Good. And then coming back to center. Good. And then coming up. Nice work. Bring the soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. And we're going to do a similar sequence. Take the hands behind your hips and find your most upright position for your spine. And then try your cat stretch again. Arching the spine back, as particularly the thoracic spine behind your ribs, and forward. And notice which one is easy and which one is difficult. Arching back seems to be remarkably easy. Arching forward takes a lot more effort, but also awareness. So let's arch forward, or the next time you arch forward, and we're going to hold that position. Take a few deep breaths there. Imagine that that movement could be as easy as arching back. Okay, now we're going to take the torso as far forward as your range of movement can do. Just might be another millimeter. And then we find the resistance, most probably in the legs, the groins, the inner thighs. Taking some deep breaths and keeping everything else relaxed. All right, so take that forward movement now, but turn your torso to, let's go to the right side for the first one. We'll go to the right. And we're trying to reach the left ribs as far as you can towards your right knee. And you can put your left hand on your knee or your leg and help draw the ribs towards the knee. And you're breathing. And keeping the bones of the spine reaching forward. Reaching over your thigh as far as you can. And keep your forward movement and come back through center. Oh, and then over to the left side. And we're trying to reach the right ribs as far as you can towards the left knee. Take a hold somewhere to help you with that movement. And we keep bringing the thoracic spine forward. Oh. And then to center, as far forward as your movement allows. Bringing the bones of the spine forward. Lift your chest, look forward. And breathing. Nicely done. And releasing. Baddha Konasana. Great. Now, I'd really like to do kneeling if you're able to. If kneeling's out of the question, you're going to stay sitting in your Baddha Konasana. So you're going to stay sitting up like this. Otherwise, kneeling, and turn sideways so you can see the details of that. Have enough height. I'm just going to double my blanket over. You might need a little stool even, or a couple of yoga blocks is ideal. But it's really important that you don't hurt your knees. So your knees should not be painful when you kneel. And if they are, go back to your sitting up with the soles of the feet together in front. Stretch is fine. So challenging is fine so long as there's no pain. We've got the leg or the feet parallel to each other. So naturally the big toes come together to make a little seat. But what happens is then we stretch unevenly the ankles. And so the ankles become unstable on rough ground, uneven ground. We want that evenness on the inside face and the outside face of the ankle. Great, sit up tall. And from your seat, either leg position that you've got, you're going to arch your spine back and arch your spine forward. And we're looking at the difference in the movement. Whether arching back feels easy and arching forward feels more complicated. And it's that complicated feeling we get curious about. Where could you just relax a little more, make a little more space to allow that to happen with ease? Good. Finish with the spine pressing forward. Good. Take your arms up by your ears and lift the shoulders. You've got lots of room for the shoulders. We're going to take hold of the left wrist and reach the torso to the right side, lengthening the left ribs. Keep the neck relaxed. And back up to center. Take hold of the right wrist and reaching to the left side so the right ribs are stretching. And back up to center. Oh, and releasing. Nice work. Some shoulder rolls. Noticing the texture in the joint. Sometimes it really feels so gravelly, like Dungog roads, potholes. Oh, in the other direction. We'll make a smoother feeling as we can. And breathing. Great. We're going to take the blanket out now and lay down on your back. Arch just your lower back up and down on the floor. So the hips stay on the floor, shoulder blades stay on the floor. And just noticing that forward and back movement of the spine again. Good, and then we'll find a neutral position for the spine. Inside edges of your feet together, knees together. Lift the hips, swing them to the left. Knees are going to go right. And you're going to keep your left shoulder blade onto the floor. You can turn to look in that direction. Your arms can be straight out from your shoulders or wherever it feels good. We're going to use the core body and lift your knees and your feet just off the floor. So they're hovering, but really use the lower front abdomen. Squeeze it in to support your spine. Taking some nice deep breaths. Good, lift the legs all the way. And you can put your feet on the floor while we just change sides. Right, hips go right and knees go left. Right shoulder blade stays onto the floor. And then again, we lift the pelvic floor, the lower front abdomen, and lift the knees and the feet just off the floor, just hovering. Neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Just use the core. Beautiful. Bring the knees in. Bring the knees into the chest and a little from side to side. Great. Take your legs up into a sort of a bamboo pose. It's add support for the back. It's harder to hold them there, but you can hold the front of your legging and make them as straight as you can. If you reach your toes with ease, just hold your toes. We'll let the back flatten to the floor. Taking some nice deep breaths. If you're really struggling with this straight leg movement, just bend your knees. Just hug the knees into the chest. Oh. Good, and then releasing. And we're going to just put the feet down for a moment and Let your back relax. All that movement available. And feel how that translates to the breath. Good. And then we're going to roll over to the right side and come up to sitting. Hands in front of your heart. Feeling that subtle and supple nature in your spine, your whole body. And take the feeling with you. Namaste.